why does preparation matter? Why does it matter? How does it change our sleep? If you can explain that, the concepts, and why it matters.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for having me here. I learned about your movement last month, and I'm very, very excited about SleepASAP because I feel that really in the end of the day, pun intended, or night for shift workers, no one can sleep for you but yourself. And having done this for nearly a decade, I'm really aware at how much people struggle with sleep. We've lost the simplicity of sleep. It's become something so complicated, so imbued with so much noise that people are struggling. Statistics show that nearly half the world is sleep deprived. 76% of Americans want to get a better night's sleep. 65% of women struggle with sleep at least a few nights a week. Children's statistics even higher. So we've got an issue here. And so when I decided to talk with you about preparing for sleep, I thought, you know, when we're finished 40-ish minutes from now, what do I want people to take away from this? Anybody who's listening to this has chosen to do so, probably because they or someone they care about has sleep issues. So I sort of want to set a background for that in terms of, you know, your question is why is it important to prepare for sleep? So I went and I looked at the dictionary, and I often do this when I use a word because I'm thinking, okay, it has a certain meaning to me, but what does it mean to everybody else? So if you look at the word, the definition of prepare, it's to make ready beforehand for a specific purpose, as for an event, sleep. The teacher prepared the students for the exams. The person prepared themselves for sleep. Or another definition is to put together or make by combining various elements or ingredients. So what's the recipe for getting a good night's sleep? And as I said to Hemda at SleepASAP, I said that you need to know where you are to decide where you're going, or what changes you need to make on your journey. And one of the things few people think about is how to prepare for sleep. Why does it matter? Because it's almost a way of honoring the next 5, 6, hopefully 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And so if you prepare for something, you give it a certain amount of respect, and you start to recognize it encapsulated. It's not something, you know, if you were preparing for a meeting and you had a meeting at 10 a.m., you're not going to start doing a zillion other things at 5 to 10 because they're going to go into the time you had for your meeting. Well, what are you doing? What are people doing that's usurping the time that they really know that they need physiologically, mentally, everythingly for sleep? So preparing for sleep really is important. It's something that means that you've shown a certain amount of respect. It should be a lot of respect for the third of your lives or so that spend sleeping that totally, and more research shows us that, impacts the other couple of thirds of your life. In fact, I'll say one last thing before I'll be quiet and let you ask some more questions. If you think about the next 10 years of your life, about a third of them, 3 years, will be spent sleeping. Now, when you think of it in those terms, you have to say to yourself, wow, what do I need to improve that part of my life? Because it's definitely going to impact the other 7 years.